Let's make this short and to the point. I've been freelancing on Fiverr quite recently, ever since 2022. I've earned $5,000 this month and overall a little bit more than $30,000. Let's summarize Fiverr in 3 simple rules that you should follow. Rule number 1, everything has to look perfect. Remember, at the end of the day, you're addressing humans. Rule number 2, all of the gigs that you have has to be trendy and in demand. It's an e-commerce website at the end of the day. The third and the final rule is they're lucky if they sign you up, not the opposite. Now let me show you how I use these 3 rules to work on Fiverr. Rule number 1, everything looking perfect. What is the first thing that buyers will look at? It's not your profile picture or the text in your profile, it's your gig thumbnail and what's there in terms of information. Let me show you one gig video thumbnail that I put and how it looks like. The Airbnb pitch deck, the Uber one, WeWork, Snapchat, FTX even, all these pitch decks have one thing in common. They tell a good story. That's why the first step of me working with anyone on a pitch deck is designing a killer storyboard, which takes time, but it's worth it. Like this deck, for example, I just created it recently and it took a little bit of time, but the deck at the end tells a wonderful story. Finally, I'm Al Lanani, a business consultant in Zurich, and I worked with companies who raised more than 120 million. If you're interested in creating a wonderful story or a pitch deck, let's talk. Rule number 2, my highest performing gig was related to cryptocurrency because it was trending ever since 2022. If I had created a gig about a general business plan, for example, I wouldn't have earned as much. Think from a buyer's point of view. Rule number 3, I reject too many jobs. Sometimes they pay too little and expect too much, and at the end of the day, this matters because of the review. When I start a conversation with a buyer, I inform them with my process and how I work. This sales tactic changes the dynamic of the conversation. It's about me, not them. Once this happens, the ball is in your court. That's it. Work with these 3 rules and you're good to go. Let me give you some few additional remarks that could help you in the process. Fiverr always favors the buyers. You have to keep that in consideration. It's the reality of the situation. It's not good, but it is what it is. So sometimes you have to compromise just so that you would make sure that the review is good or acceptable. Also, keep testing gigs and thumbnails, titles, and everything around that because you're never gonna know which gig is gonna perform well unless you test it out. And it's mostly a game of gig titles and thumbnails. That's what Fiverr is all about. Finally, Fiverr as an income is not a stable one. Always remember that and try to invest part of your earnings in something different, like an Airbnb business, for example, or stocks, but do consult a financial advisor before you do so. Best of luck on Fiverr. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, have a great day.